And because I know it's not safe to have open flame here, because this already fell over once, that's why I've got my electronic candle.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so during our wedding, we asked friends to play guitar and sing a song at our wedding, and whenever we would have the chance of things would coincide with our anniversary, we would cover this song.
My tie fell off.
Where'd your tie go?
Yeah, where's your tie?
He needs his tie.
Is there a tie on the floor down here?
Probably.
It's over here.
Yeah. Hi, tie.
I know.
So the man that was the guitarist in my acoustic band in the 90s, Mom's favorite face, his wife was a matron of honor. And I'm like, would you play the guitar? And sure, I'll do that. And a friend of mine who I dated, who I was friends with, roommates with, traveled around the country by car with, he had just talked to me and said, oh, my cousin's getting married, and he didn't even ask me to sing at the wedding. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You're a good singer. You should sing at my wedding. I had no thought in my head of what, and so we came up with doing the song, and we altered the words to it, and this is the bottom line.
Like a cat dragged in from the rain, we'll go straight back out to do it all over again. I'll be back for more. It's something that is out of our hands, something we will never understand. It's a hidden law. The apple falls, destiny calls. I fall in love with you, like a pawn on the eternal board, who's never quite sure what he's moved toward. I walk blindly on, and heaven is in front of me. Your heaven beckons me enticingly. When I arrive, it's gone. The river flows, the wise man knows. I fall in love with you. I'm yearning, I'm burning, I feel those wheels turning. Like a moth on love's bright light, I will get burned each and every night. I'm dying to, the sun will shine, the bottom line. I fall in love with you. I'm yearning, I'm burning, I feel those wheels turning. Like a moth on love's bright light, I will get burned each and every night. I'm dying to, the sun will shine, the bottom line. I fall in love with you. The sun will shine, the bottom line. I fall in love with you. The sun will shine, the bottom line.
I'm keeping John quiet for the most.
I have to
The
keep
other
my
way
mouth shut.
No. Hi there. Sorry, that was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting that.
Nice song.
Thank you. And I happened to see that we had done that at the open mic I started hosting in 2010, and I looked and I said, oh my God, 7 years ago, it has over 1,000 hits of us singing that song. I'm like, oh, that's a stupid song. Anyway, hi, I am a poet. You wouldn't know it from that. And I decided, and I believe that Tom, if he would consider passing them to anybody here, I have no idea. I had chapbooks of the things I was reading tonight. And I said, because it's my wedding anniversary, I'm gonna have to do love stuff. But I have to do things that relate to astronomy because that happens to be my thing. And so I was gonna starting with a few things about astronomy. And the first one is actually related to the fact that a couple years ago I did a poem for every element of the periodic table.
Wow.
Huge. And I don't want to knock the table over, so I'm just dropping it there. But since I did that whole collection, I just did recently a bonus poem for 94 in the periodic table. And even though it's not about like all happy, fun, lovey stuff, it's educational, I guess you can leave it at that. So this is for 94, which is plutonium, and this one is called Pluto, Plutonium, and Death. My kingdom is the underworld. You could imagine the king Pluto from ancient Greek mythology, say. And an 11-year-old English girl thought that this would be the perfect name for a planet surrounded by darkness. And for decades, the rogue, this rebellious quote-unquote planet, had a different orbit from Neptune, was different from its brethren. It crossed paths with brother Neptune, and was otherwise just one that didn't quite fit in. And maybe that's why the big boy club of astronomers kicked Pluto out, said you're not good enough to be one of us. But shrouded in death seems to be the theme for Pluto. Man-made element number 94 is not naturally occurring, but only existing after smashing heavy water, that's deuterium, into uranium. And for those of you who have any nuclear know-how, you know that whatever uranium smashes and makes, it has to be crazy dangerous. And it is. Since plutonium has been on the scene since 1940, the only thing we've noted for is the nuclear bomb, the fat boy that blew up Nagasaki. Great legacy, plutonium. You first carried the torch of death and destruction before Pluto itself was demoted from planet status. When the fight for Pluto first came to light, even little children wrote letters of protest. Don't kill this dark mystery, they pleaded, because even little children are fascinated with the concept, especially because it seems so far away. I look around me now, and I see the destruction we bring upon ourselves. Christians bombing abortion clinics, Muslims shrouding women and beheading non-believers, Chicago gangs shooting some in retribution for more shooting. The violence doesn't end. But the darkness, the death that seems to be ruled by the planet/non-planet, name from Greek mythology, and the element whose only function we humans know is complete annihilation, well, how fitting that Pluto and plutonium are forever locked in this deadly dance.
Whoa.
Down because I have to try to see. Don't fall over. Because I want to do a haiku one more. Yeah, please don't everything fall over. Because I want to do haiku, and some people who saw me saw that I try to do haikus as Vine videos, and if I've got one here, I figured I can try to figure out how to make a video out of this, because this is not really love related, but it's, you know, about the universe. Because if you think that you're really small in the universe, I thought this is a perfect haiku called Universe. Now I'm going to see if I can record it. See how this works. We'll see how this works. Here we go, ready?
There are more atoms in your eye than in all stars in the known universe.
Whoa.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, you think, there are tons of freaking stars out there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there are more atoms in your own eyeball.
That's incredible.
I know. And
Yeah.
I think I've got a video here, so I'm gonna upload that after the show is over. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. Sorry, I had to do that little test, and that will be enough of the phone, I swear. I swear it will be. But now I'm gonna do a segue to try to get the astronomy stuff going into love stuff. Maybe I'm not a writer. Maybe I'm not an artist. Maybe I'm an observer, like an astronomer, looking out past the solar system, past Pluto and the Kuiper belt, trying to understand what makes everything, everything. I fly airplanes, I jump from airplanes, I pilot airplanes, getting closer to the stars. Molecule by molecule, we originate from stars. But outer space is a violent place. Violent explosions create the stars, and our Earth has earthquakes, avalanches, volcanoes, tsunamis, typhoons. And in all of this madness, somehow I've found you. With you, I've watched the solar storms near the Arctic Circle. With you, I've walked through the gates of Hitler's first concentration camp. With you, I've sailed from island to island, retracing the origin of species. As I said before, maybe I'm only an observer, and with these observations, I thee wed. Because I've seen galaxies collide, I've seen comets smash into planets, I've seen supernova and the death of stars, and in all of that, I still found you. As I said before, I'm only an observer, but I found what I've been looking for. I'll tighten my grip on your hand, because I don't ever want to let you go. Okay, I'll try to not do that anymore, I promise.
Got a little color there.
This is
Turning pink like Tom.
this is a poem I wrote about moving here. So this is new-ish. It's called Everything Is My Home. I always thought I was a child of the world. I feed off the energies of the universe. Everything is bound together intrinsically, so everything is my home, and nothing is my home. I feel so connected with everything, and at the same time, I feel so isolated. It's sad, feeling lonely in a crowded room. I've shunned the place where I was raised. I avoid ties to my roots because they're not mine. I told you, atom by atom, I'm a product of stardust, and where I am home is everywhere else. And with no home, oh yes, I have four walls. I've packaged belongings from my past into spaces. But all this time, my roots have searched for ground to seep into, while I remain gasping for air. Now I've found a place with you, and when I walk out my door at night, waiting there, right outside my front door, my favorite constellation in the night sky is right there to greet me. And now that I look around me, I see traces of the past I love in the greenery around my home. For the first time in my life, I cut my own grass, I pull my own weeds, I water the seeds we placed on the ground in our land. And I'm wondering if I can finally take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale. I've never had roots. I want you to understand this. But I wonder if I can rake my fingers through this dirt. Our dirt, on our land. Well, maybe we can get our hands a little dirty and finally have a place that we can call home. Love is a crazy game, and I so desperately wanted to play. I rolled the dice, I took a chance, and then I lost the game. And when I was asked later if I would like to play again, love is a crazy game, and I so desperately want to play. I almost didn't believe it, but there was enough electricity in the air between us to power a small city. Well, maybe Kane, or maybe Logan Square. Every once in a while, my hair stands up on my arms or at the base of my neck. I feel the electricity in the air, and I wonder, is it just me? Or do you feel the electricity between us still when we're suddenly in the same room? I think somebody else should be coming up because I have my 10 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'm